So, most of y'all probably know me as the gutter guy. That's what we were whenever I started 2 years ago. But because of connections I've made in this room and also being in the power plant, I realized that there's a huge need for more than just gutter cleaning. So, uh, in February of this year, we actually uh, expanded to Spotless Exterior Care from Spotless Gutter Cleaning. So, what do we do? Everything. So, end of last year, I started uh, keeping track of how many of my customers were asking for other services, and I'm like, well, I don't do that, but here's the card to somebody that does. And I was already making those connections. So I'm like, wait a second. I've already got a relationship with this person and I trust them enough to send my customer there. Well, why don't I just be the middleman? And so the customer doesn't have to go and search out all these different people and they get an actual trusted professional. So what is Spotless? We still have Spotless Gutter Cleaning. So it's kind of been interesting the last couple months because I'm still trying. I feel like I'm running two businesses, but Spotless Gutter Cleaning does still do exterior cleaning. So we specialize in window cleaning and gutter cleaning. This is actually on somebody in this room's property. Gutter cleaning, but then we also do pressure washing and soft washing. So, but one thing that we're pushing right now with upcoming storm season is we're actually doing a storm prep maintenance program. So for $13.50, we'll come out after every named storm, take a look at the gutters, clean them if necessary, but then also do repairs. And then it also will give you 15% off if you need any other services. Like if for some reason a tree comes down and it's beyond repair and needs to be replaced, you'll get a 15% discount. And that's because we're supposed to have higher than normal storm season. So why is it necessary? We cleaned this gutter about a week before the hurricane, one of the hurricanes last year, and this is what it was before. I mean, after. And then just some more. And that's what happens if you don't clean your gutters. Unfortunately, water gets backed up into the roof and into the walls and can cause serious damage. The man or the customer that had the house on the right, they're up to $30,000 in damage now because their gutters overflowed last year. So he's one of our most faithful customers because we're out there every single month. He's like, I would much rather pay $1,500 a month and not have to ever worry about $30,000 in damage again. So who can you introduce us to? So property managers, especially apartment complexes, is where Spotless Exterior Care has really shined because people love only having one point of contact rather than having to deal with a whole bunch of different service providers and worrying if they'll show up or not. They can just deal with us, we'll communicate, and we actually answer the phone. So that's actually, it is one thing amazingly that is very difficult to find around here for some reason. But I would love introductions. If you could, I found that three-way texts actually work the best. So I'll put, oh man, doesn't have the number on there. But anyways, if you can look it up, Spotless Exterior Care on Google, and then just make a three-way text that's usually the best way to make an introduction. I found that people, it's a whole lot easier for them to write it off if there's that third person in there. And so I would love an introduction to property managers. If you know an HOA board or realtors, those are great as well. But personally, as for a service, right now I am desperately needing a connection for a commercial pool maintenance tech, because I've got a commercial property that their pool has been down for a month, and they've been trying to get somebody out there, and nobody is answering or coming out there. So that would be great. Yeah. So Kenion Bryant, Spotless Exterior Care.